Welcome, everybody, to the November edition of Trowel Time. As always, it's great to have you. And before we go too far, I want to thank Ben Tigner, who's behind the camera making all this stuff happen. Woo! And applause of one. And Darren Thompson, who's our new show producer. There you go. Hey, Darren. Yes, we actually have an audience in here, too. So thanks, everybody, for being here. And as always, we've got Bill Finkel, our Grand Secretary. Bill, good to have you.
Good to be here, Bob.
And Tom Braun, our Grand Lecturer. Tom?
Nice to be here.
You bet. Thanks for being here. Yeah, have a good drive up?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We got a lot more snow here than we have.
Well, we don't have a lot of snow, but we've got more than you do.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah, we just got cold. Yeah, we got cold.
Yeah, it's November.
Typical kind of this area, you go straight from beautiful summer to horrible winter, and it's just the way it is. But, you know, we're in Michigan, we like snow, so this is what we're going to have to do.
Well, we went from 73 last Friday to snow on Saturday.
Yeah.
Come on.
Typical Michigan, yeah. Global warming, climate crisis, I have no doubt. All right. And it's caused by the cows. And there's a lot of them around here. That's why we have these wild swings in temperature. All right. Well, good to have you. Bill, kind of what's your thinking about this month? You know, you've been talking about, elections have been held, that kind of thing, certificates of election, that stuff. Kind of fill us in on.
Well, one of the things we're not very good at is sending in the certificate of election. Mm-hmm. The Blue Book says it should be submitted by the Secretary to the Grand Lodge within 3 days of the election. That very rarely happens in anywhere, and some never send them. Lodges need to know, even if they have the same people as last year in those stations, we need to get a certificate of election. Or Darren Thompson go crazy.
Well, yeah, and we'll show up at your lodge, and God knows they don't want that. So
that's your certificate.
Yeah. If lodge installations are coming up, you know, and I've noticed this year a little bit more than usual. Kind of, they're not really doing an installation this year. So, what are your thoughts about that?
That kind of disappoints me, Bob, because the installation of offices is one of the two services, Masonic things that we can do that's open to the public.
Right.
And we should make an installation an event. Make it a happening. Make it a big occasion. And who knows, we may get people interested in what goes on.
Sure.
I actually petitioned the lodge because of what I saw in an installation.
Yeah.
I was fascinated by the ritual, and that's how I came to start in Michigan.
You mentioned there are two public things. What's the other one?
The memorial service.
Oh, the funeral.
Funerals, yeah.
Yeah. So then it'd be a lot better to bring people to kind of an uplifting event like an installation than a downlaying event like a funeral.
Yeah. Even though actually the opposite happens. We get candidates from funerals. We don't get candidates from installations.
Well,
Keep trying.
You know, when we used to do our installations back when I was an officer in my lodge back home, it was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd send out invitations. The community leaders would attend, and we'd have a big. We wouldn't have a dinner. We couldn't fit them in the room, but we'd always have cake and punch and that kind of thing. And it was just a nice time. But we packed that lodge room.
Yeah, and that's what should be.
Mm-hmm. And a paper would always come, do a little article about the event, and
it involves a little bit more work, but to me, it's worth it, Bob. I'd like to see more lodges. I'd like to see every lodge do a public installation.
Yeah.
And also, if lodges are having trouble getting the right people to do them, tell them to give me a call.
But we need to figure that out too. Yeah, lodges. All districts used to have a district installation team. Mm-hmm. That's certainly where mine came from. And those men, I still remember their names. But we're going to come back to your Masonic trivia.
Okay.
Because I got a lot of comments about the last one. So we'll come back to that. I have to review it first for appropriateness. So while it was clean, it was as they say, randy. Yeah.
Not
really. It was a little touchy. Yeah. So anyway, but you don't get called on it. I do. So we're going to come back to the Masonic trivia.
You get the calls because I give your number out all the time.
Yeah, see, so there it is. All right. Well, thank you, Bill, for all you do. We appreciate you so much.
Thanks, Bob.
And we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll come right back after this.
As I reread the Masonic obligations and the history of Masonry, what's happening here is certainly in line with those teachings. It makes us very proud to be a part of the Masonic family at this time.
When I was Grand Master many years ago, my wife said, if we live long enough, we're going to go to the Michigan Masonic Home.
There's a lot of competition out there, and this is a business. Let's face it, and a lot of businesses out there want our money, and so the Masons are very, very prominent people. They donate a lot of money to a lot of things, and so it's important for me to continue this up.
This place didn't just happen. A lot of Masons and Eastern Star people through the years have found ways to support this facility, and it is absolutely necessary that they continue to do this. I just don't know where some of these people would be.
You know, I've talked to quite a few people that have moved here from other places, other homes that they lived in, and they all praise this place.
I can't think of any place else I'd rather be.
And welcome back, everybody, and glad to have you with us. I'm going to talk with Tom Braun a little bit about some stuff that's going on. Tom, you've got your DDIs. I know that they'll be heading out to lodges. You know, what's kind of the process of that? What are they going to do? They're going to talk to their lodges and talk to the new officers. And what's up?
Well, we want to first of all talk about the participation in the ritual competition.
Yeah.
Most of that is taking place this month, and the winners will be named and will participate in the regional competition in February.
Okay.
So we thank everybody for their participation and wish them good luck.
Okay.
But the other thing that we want our DDIs to do is, with the new officers coming in, is let them know that we're there to help. If they need anything, just give us a call. The new officers coming in are probably going to have a lot of questions about their stations,
Sure.
The ritual for their stations, and we should be there to answer that.
Yeah.
And lodges and these new officers should remember that the candidates are our focus. And even through the degree work, no one should leave the lodge room. The master and the wardens especially should be in the room for the lectures and the charge.
What if they're not? If the master and the wardens, let's say the second section, third degree, the master and wardens leave the lodge room, is that now illegal?
It's frowned on.
Okay.
You know, the ritual police are not going to come in and cuff them and drag them out.
Thank God. I have no trouble with those guys.
They should remember, again, about the candidate.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of example are we setting?
Sure. Yeah, so I've been to lodges before where we've been in the cafeteria having a cup of coffee or something while the second section is being performed, or the lecture, perhaps, and nobody's in there to really participate in that. And all of us need to hear that.
Yeah.
Right.
We have to remember that stop doing things that are easy for us.
Yeah.
Take that time and remember how to impress the candidate.
Yeah, good stuff.
But if one of those three have to be in for to open the lodge, shouldn't they be in there to keep it open?
I would certainly say
I would say absolutely.
Okay.
But I've searched the ritual and the monitor, and I can't find anything that says you absolutely have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think
logic should tell us.
Good taste and,
need to be
courtesy would dictate that they should be in there.
Correct.
Or at least one of them. Good. So some of the questions that are coming up, though, I know Darren's going to do our Q&A in just a moment, but there's one part of our ritual that talks about what kind of citizens we're to be. We just went through our Veterans Day. We had our election. So if I was to say to you from a ritual perspective, what kind of citizens are we to be?
We should be peaceful and quiet citizens.
Yeah.
We should remember that it's always good to question, but once you state your position, you should remember that there's respect in the lodge and respect for the officers.
Sure. You know, it's important to keep Masonry out of the kind of the partisan politics of our world.
Correct.
Right.
I agree.
But we are also to be true to our government.
And just
Right.
to our country.
That's right. So,
Love
good
that.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is the making sure that we take those steps to be good examples to not only to the new Masons coming into our fraternity, but also to the new officers. How can we expect them to respect the ritual, respect the lessons that are taught in the lodge if we don't do it ourselves?
Sure.
We got to set that example.
Yeah. Examples of good order and
Regularity. Enough said.
Regularity. Meaning that we're consistent in our good examples.
Absolutely.
That's what that means, fellas. Everybody, all you people were thinking something completely different. All right? But that's what we're supposed to be. It's not just a thing that we're supposed to be good examples. We're supposed to be consistently good examples. I don't know that all of us succeed at that all the time, but the intent is to try.
We
right?
should try every day.
Yeah, good stuff. All right.
Okay.
We're going to take another commercial break, good stuff, and we'll come back with Darren and our Q&A.
Looking for penthouse-style retirement living? Introducing Ashlar Terrace, Masonic Pathway's newest and most luxurious lifestyle option. Completely redesigned, this top-floor neighborhood features beautifully decorated social areas and 8 exclusive residential suites for those who wish to live independently but are ready to leave meal preparation and housekeeping to someone else. Call now to be among the first to experience Ashlar Terrace living at Masonic Pathways.
Welcome back. After a lot of conversation amongst the editorial team of Trowel Time, we've decided to allow Mr. Finkel to present us with this month's trivia item. So, Most Worshipful Brother Bill, take it away.
Okay. Dibble Lodge number 106 in California received its charter in 1856 in the town of Alpha. It ended its existence in 1882 in Omega. So it went from Alpha to Omega. It went through the whole of the Greek alphabet.
There you are. In the United States, I think we would pronounce that Omega.
Well, okay.
So, yes. So once again, trivia has its moment. So we have a lodge in California. I'm more intrigued by the name of the lodge, Dibble, than I am necessarily in the other parts of it. However, Dibble Lodge started in Alpha, ended in Omega, and there's our trivia for
Or Omega, whichever you want.
Omega. Yeah, yeah. We're not of the Queen's English, so to speak.
God bless the Queen.
Yeah, God bless her. Yeah. Well, now it's the King's English, isn't it? Yeah,
The King's English.
yeah. That's a faux pas on my part. So, all right. Well, God bless the King. All right. We're now going to turn over our presentation to Darren Thompson, who's going to give us the Q&A. Take it away, Darren.
All right, we've got 5 questions in our mailbag this month. Thank you to everybody who has been sending those in. For our mailbag, as I'm going to start calling it the Royce Myers Invitational. Brother Royce, great guy down there in Star of the Lake in South Haven. He's got a couple today. So keep those questions coming. Send them to dthompson@grandlodgemi.org. So the first question comes from Royce Myers at Star of the Lake. What paperwork do lodges need to open a new bank account?
Well, you want me to take that one?
Right, that's it.
I could mine. All right. So I can't really address that specifically because every bank is a little bit different. But I will tell you what the Grand Lodge office will provide you is a notification from the Internal Revenue Service of who we are, meaning the Grand Lodge, then a letter from our office that indicates that your lodge is a subsidiary entity with your correct employer ID number, and will also provide you with a completed W-9 for that purpose. So contact the Grand Lodge office. Those 3 documents usually get us most of the way. On some occasions, the banks have asked for our articles of incorporation and our bylaws of Grand Lodge. Where are those? Do you know?
In the Blue
Book.
In the Blue Book. So the first part of Blue Book is our Articles of Incorporation. The rest of it is all bylaws. And that usually suffices, especially when you take the whole thing down to them and say, here, that should work, all right? So
I'll also piggyback on that. Shout out to Chuck Fowler at Hamilton Lodge. He was able to procure an IRS letter 147C, which verifies their lodge's tax ID number. He was able to get that. He called the IRS in Flint probably a dozen times.
Oh, wow.
Didn't get through, but he got on a machine, he got another number to call, and that was 800-829-1040. So if you want to get your lodge's tax ID number verification, you can get it by calling that number. I can't guarantee you how many times it's going to take you to get through, but
A lot.
yeah. But thanks to Chuck Fowler for that.
Yeah. He's the first person I've ever heard of that got it.
Me too. Yeah.
So
actually got
congratulations. He gets the Whoopi Award for the week.
All right. Question 2 comes from Charles Garrow. Shout out to our brothers up there at Cadillac. What are the requirements for a member to receive Officer Emeritus status?
I think that depends on the lodge bylaws.
If at all.
Yeah.
Right? There is no such creature. It doesn't exist. Doesn't even exist in Grand Lodge. Generally, it was if somebody served for 7 years, then they would be entitled to that. A lot of lodges do that with Secretary Emeritus or something along those lines, but it really is up to the lodge, I think. Would we agree with that, panel?
I agree.
Okay.
All right. Next question. During an EA degree, can the constitutional questions be propounded to more than one candidate at the same time? So if you've got 2 or 3 or 4 candidates, can you do the constitutional questions to them at the same time, or do they all have to be individual?
Well, according to our ritual, we only have one candidate at a time in the entered apprentice degree. And we would follow through on that, and each candidate should be asked to propounded the constitutional questions.
Individually.
Individually. Yep.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I would too.
All right. And that one was also from Royce Myers at Star of the Lake.
Well, God bless Royce.
Next one. How many lodges were certified this year, and what does it take to become certified? That's from Ron Miracle of Manchester 148.
So far this year, since Grand Lodge, we have certified 4 lodges on their ability to open and close their lodge without the aid of a ritual in all 3 degrees. And they work with the DDI to make sure they're ready for certification. And the regional grand lecturer is the one that comes in and certifies it. They'll get a certificate after that. And that's usually presented at their business meeting.
Is that the lodge elected officers doing it, or anybody, Tom?
It is the lodge elected officers, not appointed or have a past master sit in that chair.
That's why I want to make that clear.
And it does say that in the certification process on the Grand Lodge website. It does state that. Thanks, Bill. Good point.
All right.
Good. And I believe we have one more. This one is from Brian Bluin of Doric Lodge 342. He says, our ritual book specifies the proper place the Bible should be open to depending on which degree you're performing. However, it does not specify a place if there is a different volume of sacred law on the altar. Does the Grand Lodge have any guidelines for that, or should it be just open to a random place?
If we have a candidate that has a different volume of sacred law other than the Bible, we should ask the candidate where would he like that open. We do not really have a specification on where to open their volume of sacred law. The only thing that we do have is in the Quran. We have taken the passages that from Turkey, because that is their volume of sacred law. And if the lodge would choose to use those to open for that individual candidate's degree, then I can provide that to them.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I think that would be useful to get on our website, though, as kind of a Q&A thing, that if the lodge was interested. So I'm glad that question was asked, because I didn't know that we had an answer to it. Yeah, I would say that the other, if it was Jewish, knowing that the passages are all in the Old Testament, that might relate in some way to their book as well.
Correct.
So, yeah, good question, though.
All right, and that is it for this month's mailbag. Thanks again to everybody who wrote in.
Okay.
And again, that email is dthompson@grandlodgemi.org.
All right. Thank you, Darren.
All right.
We're going to take one final commercial break, and we'll come back with some upcoming events and then wrap it up for this Trowel Time.
Are you looking for the latest Masonic apparel, materials, and literature from the craft? Look no more. At MichiganMasonicStore.com, you can find everything from hats and shirts to tumblers, blankets, and books. Our shirts come in a range of sizes and with logos and branding custom stitched for the Michigan Masons. Don't wait. Visit MichiganMasonicStore.com now.
Welcome back, and we're just about to get to our upcoming events, but I do want to give you a little information. In 2023, in February, we're going to be relaying the cornerstone presentation of the George Washington Masonic National Memorial in Alexandria, Virginia. And I know that Brother Eugene Abatico is putting together a couple buses, or at least trying. So if you want information on how to get out there for that event, it's going to be a big time. Okay. So we're really looking forward to it. I was just out there a couple of weeks ago for a Scottish Masonry in America Symposium that was very well done. Congratulations to all the staff out there. And I just wanted to give a shout out to them. But I do hope that you'll take the time to go to really what isn't going to happen for another 100 years, right? I mean, it's just going to be a unique event. And there's going to be a batch of us out there, Grand Master, Grand Lodge officers all going to be there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that we could get a couple of busloads of Masons and their wives and so forth to go out there and have that fun with us. So.
And before you say it, Bob, I wasn't at the last one.
You weren't? No. But your sister was. All right. Brother Darren, we've got our final upcoming events. So what do we got coming up? Anything interesting?
Yeah, we got quite a few things interesting. A couple we mentioned last month, but worth mentioning again. On Tuesday, December 27th, the Grand Lodge Free and Accepted Masons, together with the Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Masons, are inviting all Masons to a festive board in celebration of the Feast of St. John the Evangelist. That's going to be at Weber's Inn in Ann Arbor. Again, Tuesday, December 27th. 6 p.m. social hour, followed by a 7 p.m. dinner. The master of ceremonies will be none other than Most Worshipful Brother Conley. There's information on our website in the e-news. Contact our office if you want that link to buy your tickets. And then January 15th, 2023, we have a joint group outing with Prince Hall to the Pistons versus Knicks game. That is a Sunday. It's a 1 p.m. game. There are 3 different levels of ticket options, including an all-you-can-eat option.
That'll come back to hurt them.
Yeah, the Illiches might not, they're going to regret that one. Yeah. And all tickets sold through our group will receive a free gift and the opportunity to shoot a free throw on the court after the game. So
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
Most Worshipful Brother Conley is also hosting a Spring Leadership Series coming up. These classes will help you become an effective leader in the lodge, in the community, and in your life. It's open to any Master Mason. There's no cost, but you do need to register. We were going to have that in upcoming e-newses as well with a link and on the calendar. The classes are going to be March 4th at the Detroit Temple, March 11th at the Alpena Holiday Inn Express, April 1st at the Holiday Inn Marquette, April 15th right here at Masonic Pathways in Elma, and April 22nd at the Holiday Inn in Jackson. So keep an eye out for that information. And one more we have upcoming that we just learned about today from Grand Master Roderick Anderson. There is going to be a testimonial roast in his honor, and everybody's invited to come Saturday, February 25th at the Sheridan Detroit Metro Airport Hotel. There's going to be a dinner and a roast of the Grand Master. There'll be a lot of fun. The night before that, Friday the 24th, there's a comedy show. So we're going to have information on that as well in the news and on our Grand Lodge calendar.
Good stuff. Thank you, Darren.
Yes.
Great job. For that festival, we're looking forward to the festive board.
Yes.
Everybody will get a souvenir.
Shooter?
Cannon.
Yeah, I don't know what to call it.
They call them a cannon.
Well, but ours aren't. I mean, ours are kind of little tiny things. I'm used to it big. You know. But I got 5 new jokes.
Okay.
So it's worth it for just that to show up at the thing. Be a lot of fun. We always have a good time. We've got a block of rooms at the Weber Inn in Ann Arbor, and a lot of folks stay across the street at the Hampton Inn there as well. But we have a great time, so I hope that you'll take it. But it is limited. It's the size is limited to the first 100 people, so that's it, and that's all that the room can handle. So that's it. We hope you'll attend that. Lots of good stuff coming up. Michigan Masonry is alive and doing well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you bet. And so this is our Thanksgiving kind of episode thing. November deer season. I hope that everybody that wanted to slaughter one of them creatures did so. Fill your freezers up and to get them off the highway where they don't belong.
Absolutely.
And have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you, Tom and Bill. I'm very grateful that you're here. Ben and Darren for all that you do, and especially all of you out there in Michigan Mason land. God bless you. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you next time on Trowel Time.